It'll burn your mouth and then you get brain freeze.
I never thought of this, having tea so you can counteract the brain freeze. It's so smart.
I love having a warm drink and a cold thing. Like having coffee and ice cream together at the same time after a meal. Hi, sorry about my voice. I've got a cold. I'm happy to be back recording again after feeling like crap for a few days. But it's because I did something fun and then I just got too exhausted afterward, and my body said that's enough. I'm sick. Chill the fuck out. Yeah, I'm feeling much better today, and I'm going through my Artist's Way reading, and wanted to do a little update, how I'm feeling and such. This is like the first year in a while that spring has felt like spring. Like, I feel like I'm living more in touch with the seasons, you know? When spring came, I really felt it, you know? Like, I really felt connected to the world changing around me. And maybe it's just because, like, winter's really long, and that, like, I forget that, how nice spring is, and I just forgot about it this year. Or maybe I've just been in survival mode for too long. I've just been burnt out for so long that I haven't really been able to enjoy it that much until this year. So, who knows? Also, this time last year, I was in, like, working the worst job, one of the worst jobs I've ever had. Maybe I'll talk about that another time, but I don't really want to bring down the vibe right now. But that job was definitely what put me over the edge into, like, full-blown burnout. And even after I quit, I couldn't do much for months. I was just, like, out of it. Mentally, physically, everything. It was, like, also probably a culmination of moving countries in quick succession and changing jobs, like, a lot. So even after, like, quitting that job, I still had, like, the stress of living in Germany and, like, a million other things, like, personal things. I just couldn't do the bare minimum anymore. But, like, I am very lucky that I was able to ask for help, and I had people who could help me. And so, thanks to my mother-in-law and my husband, like, I was able to build a better routine and, like, get in a better place mentally and just, like, get myself out of that cycle of burnout. And I feel like I'm in a bit more stable place. Also because I cut down my workload a lot. I was working, like, 8 to 10 hours every day, 5 days a week. So that was really tough for me. And now I work part-time. So that's all I can do, unfortunately. I started the Artist's Way again. Once again, I'm challenging myself to push out of that comfort zone into a more expansive place in my creative practice. I have done the artist way before, but I don't think I ever completed it like fully, like to the end. And this is also the first time since I bought the book, like back in high school, that I feel like I have somewhat of a creative practice. The morning pages have not become like a permanent part of my life yet, since the first time I read it, but I do think that like a lot of the mindset that Julia Cameron encourages throughout the book, I have been able to implement. The idea of like small, frugal luxuries that fuel your creative mindset and your creative lifestyle, a mindset of like more abundance, has really been valuable to me over the past few years. And returning to the book now, I really appreciate how like I've started to grow out of the fear-based scarcity mindset that I lived with for literally forever. I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm just like finally, I feel like on the path to learning what that means and implementing it in my day-to-day life, which is really great. And giving myself grace, of course. Not beating myself up is the big thing. Honestly, the morning pages are still kind of annoying for me because everything I've written so far feels so banal and useless and boring. But I also know that's kind of part of the point, and that I just have to keep going and keep trying. Another thing that stood out to me in week 2 is attention. I only ever feel like an artist, and I only ever feel like I'm able to be creative if I'm able to pay attention. And as someone who is unmedicated and just kind of doing my best, I struggle with that. But at the same time, I am trying to gain the tools to pay attention, like limiting social media and getting out of the house. I also was reminded of that Mary Oliver quote, where she gives instructions for living a life: pay attention, be astonished, and tell about it. And that's just like, yeah, rules for life. Something that's been a lot easier for me this time is the artist dates. They're becoming very important to me, and I'm finding myself very fulfilled afterward. Giving my growing inner artist the undivided attention and a little spoiling is actually so wonderful. And even if I don't buy anything, just like going to a store to look around, or going to a park to watch people, or just spending time with myself and treating myself well, is very important in my creative growth. So I went to the art store and the Euro shop, and I did some mending while watching Gilmore Girls. And I bought the raspberries when they were on sale, and I did some crafting just for myself, which I may never show anyone, and I've adopted the mindset that I don't need to save things for a special occasion, that every day is all I have, you know? And every day is all there is. And I just feel like there's this absolute abundance, like overflowing in my life. I don't have much compared to a lot of people. Like I said, I only work part-time, so I don't make that much money. And a lot of days my heart is really heavy with grief for the whole world and also some of my own personal griefs. But I'm pulled almost illogically toward gratitude and toward joy. And because I was so sad for so long, and I know I'll be sad again, it's new, you know, and it's spring, and I get to watch the flowers bloom, and I'm here and now, and that's such a gift. It's such a gift. I'm the luckiest guy in the whole world.
search for the Rachel property. And guess who owns it? Tell me it's not that bastard Donald Trump. Fran. Fran from Weston.